come this morning to see my old friend Dirk. He trimmed car seats for 62 years. I want these seats trimmed with the old feeling, so that they feel old and comfortable, just like the good old days. I'll see if he's home. Dirk, the trouble is, every time I call into you with a little job, we sit down here and we talk and talk and talk.
We talk all time.
Yeah, and usually we talk about the good old days.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How long were you actually trimming cars?
Now, for about 60 years, I think, more than 60 years.
Yeah. Where did you start off? Where did you learn your trade?
Oh, that was in Rotterdam, in Holland.
Right.
Yeah.
A long apprenticeship, something?
About 10 years.
Good.
Yes.
Was that exclusively motor cars?
And furnishing.
Right.
Because I started in the furnishing actually.
Yes.
Because you must see it like that. The furnishing was first, and the cars came out of furnishing later on.
Right.
That is why you see in the very old cars, combinations, you find them back in the old furnishings here. That is say the coil springs,
yes,
and the string, you know, when you put them down, and even the staples and all the things, bang them in. Still the same thing.
How many cars would you have trimmed in your lifetime, do you think? And it's a difficult question for you to answer just off the top of your head, but like hundreds of cars? Thousands of cars. Yeah.
I think more in Jaguars, more than 150.
Good grief.
Yeah. Different types.
Do you have a feeling for Jaguars or?
No.
Any car.
Any car.
Did trimming change in your lifetime?
Oh,
Has it changed a lot?
Enormously.
Was there a time when there was a big change?
Yes. The big change that came so around the 55 in Europe, and here so about I think 65, 70s.
Yeah.
Later.
What was that? Was that new materials?
All different materials. Plastic came in.
Yes.
And
replaced the leather.
No, you mean the vinyl? No, the vinyl was already well up.
Oh, really?
But special different types of vinyls, much more supple, more soft and gentle, you know, for curves and all the things.
Right.
Yeah.
Had leather gone out even by then in general use?
In a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a bit it did, because it was getting expensive as well. In the old days, everything inside was from wood, you know, and everybody was just nails. And in the old-fashioned time, they put it in the mills. I never did, because that was really degrading, I think, like a slave. They had to put them out the mills. Not only that it was no good, but when you have calico and you bang it on with that nails, after 3 months, the whole calico lay loose, you know, because they rusted right through the whole lot. So they couldn't understand that I not wanted to do that. Did you know that I had nearly 3 years in a German labor camp in the wartime?
I didn't know that, no.
Oh yes.
God.
Oh boy, that
what was that like?
I came there and they showed me 2 machines, one on that side and one on that side, and there was just enough room to work in, and you keep that machine going 12 hours a day, and that one as well, in the same time. And when you go off, when your 12 hours are over, then your mate comes up and he carries on. That machine was not standing still. And it has to go all the time.
Dirk, can you tell me about your machine? Every time I come in, I admire it. It looks so atmospheric. Did you buy that new?
Yes, we did. Yeah, we bought it new.
Is it a special heavy-duty one?
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's one of the heaviest one you actually buy for the work from the car trimmers, special.
Okay.
You can put, let me say, at least 6 or 8 layers of canvas under it, and it will run right through it.
Oh.
Even if there is a boy of anybody who is not used to it, it comes under there, it wouldn't say hello, it goes straight over.
Really?
Oh, it's enormous.
How often would you change the needle then?
Oh, I never use it. Just change the needle. If you are very careful, you never break a needle.
How do you mean? Because it goes in...
It is not getting blunt by itself. It looks like a round point.
Yeah.
When you come all the time down, it gets slowly a tiny bit shorter, but still it stays sharp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it only when you pull the material you blunt one side of the needle?
Oh, you are not allowed to pull material. The machine does it itself.
Okay.
You just let it go, you know. The only thing is when you have to steer it on the back, that you go absolutely straight and exactly where you want to be, and then otherwise perfect.
Do you oil it once a week? Or?
Oh, no. Once in the 3 months, a little bit.
Right.
They have to be very grateful for it. No, it is all real heavy stuff, you know. That's the spool.
Dirk, can you tell me about the use of the old materials in order to make a seat feel the way it was, so that when you get into an old car, it feels like driving in a car that's 50 years old?
Yeah. You need the suppleness and the softness of the springs, that you feel really comforted all the way around you, not on a hard piece of wood that you sit on, you know. But, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well,
what kind of stuff you bring in?
well, I've just to me it looks like rubbish.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is real rubbish.
I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the seats that
Better to dump them.
I want. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But you need them for patterns, I suppose. Like you have to have a pattern to.
Some people do, but when you have a good trimmer, he doesn't need all that stuff.
Okay.
The only thing he will do is maybe he counts the pleats and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
about all.
Can you tell me about horsehair, because we talked about that the other day? I was going to throw this away, but is this gold dust?
You need it. You need it again.
What?
Oh yes.
Where do you use horsehair, and why do you use horsehair?
Now that is the resilience of it, you know. When it is 100 years old, and that you take some out like that.
Yeah.
Don't come in the dust because that's only unhealthy. You have to do that outside.
Okay.
Then you pluck that out,
Right.
and then you get it around, and you can always have some hairspray, soft stuff on it if you want to, and then it is back to normal again. Even if it is 100 years old, makes no any difference.
So when you were working on these projects, like, would you have put this back in the seats?
Oh yes,
Really?
yes, because the customer wants it back in again.
Well, if you had plastic or I don't know, foam or something like that, what would you actually feel the?
Oh yes, yeah, you feel the difference straight away.
Yeah.
It's just hard and massive when you have plastic.
Right.
But that is, you can feel it already, how supple it is, you know, how soft.
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah. Yeah.
No resistance on your back that you say it is hard or anything, you know. No, it's
Was
really
that
beautiful.
was that soaked in urine or something? Was it as part of the process? When did it?
They did it in the old time because they had some little beetles came in later on, you know. It was about 50 or 60 years old at the time. And then they before they started it, they mixed it with horse urine.
Right.
They did it with the grass in furnishing just the same. When you have the blonde color, the light color, that is unbleached.
Right.
So when you have the black one, that we have in the Jaguar, in the Mark 7 and the Mark 9 and the front from the seats, most of the time it is dark, nearly black. And that black that comes when you put horse urine in your material, that's the coconut stuff, you know. And then it gets black, and then you never get any beetles or anything or insects in it.
What about the smell?
No, you wouldn't. No,
Wouldn't you?
No, you wouldn't.
I mean, you expect a Jaguar to smell of wood and leather, but not horse urine.
You're saying that you can still smell the... Nah,
No,
don't
okay.
be silly.
No, okay. Now that I've learnt all about upholstery, I've come to see Andrew. He trims the best of cars. The Jaguars, the Daimlers, the Rolls Royces, the Bentleys, the MGs, cars that smell of leather and wood. G'day, Andrew. Hey. Come and have a look at this, would you? I've got a little project up my sleeve I'm not going to tell my wife about. I got the heritage certificate for this the other day from the UK, and it says that the colour of the upholstery should really be brown. And this is red, and it's lovely, but to put the car in the original condition, you know, this really should all be a different colour. Could you give me an idea, please, just about how long and about how much?
Normally something like this, it's been between sort of 60 to 90 hours to redo the seats and the panels and the carpets.
Right.
because like with something like this, you'd take everything off the seats,
Yeah.
you know, right back to bare springs,
Yeah.
and then start again with all new padding. And,
Well, hang on, could you use the old padding? Could you use old horsehair? Do you still use horsehair?
No. The days of horsehair have unfortunately, or fortunately, gone.
But if I want to sit in a seat with horsehair and feel the way that...
You can still basically duplicate the feel that you get
Right.
sitting on the horsehair
With the modern material.
with the modern materials, but
Okay.
the horsehair they just don't sort of make anymore.
Okay.
I believe you can buy it in England, but the price would be something you don't want to know about.
Well, your price might be something I don't want to know about either. Okay, if I was silly enough to actually bring it in from England, would you fit it into these seats?
Yeah, it could
You'd
be
do
done.
it? I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we can do anything.
Okay. What about the leather? If I didn't want to go to the expense of Connolly, I mean, I'm not a fanatic. I don't want to spend $1,000 a hide or something.
No.
Is there a good local leather we could use?
Yeah, there are good local leathers that we can use, which would be about half the price of Connolly,
Yeah.
which would probably last just as long.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the stuff that you get from Australia is you know, done to as high a standard as the Connolly.
Okay.
Plus, it's designed for the UV conditions that we have here, which a lot of the time the Connolly isn't, because it's it comes from Europe, and their UV conditions aren't as harsh as what ours are.
Of course, being an SS, a pre-war, they had the sunburst. Is there a lot of work in all this to redo?
Yeah, there is a bit of work.
Am I looking at money, you know, and lots of it, lots of hours?
Yeah, well, there's probably a day or more in each door panel.
Grief. Really?
Yeah, without too much trouble.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you got to make new door panels as well,
Yes.
which is quite often the case.
Could I work in with you and make the door panels? I'm not bad with woodwork.
Yep, sure.
Would that be okay? Would that cut down my cost a bit?
That would
or
cut
something?
down your costs, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Is this going to be an arm and a leg for changing the colour in there? Is it? Am I completely crazy? I thought I'd sound you out before I go home and mention this.
No, it's not crazy, and if it's what it's meant to have,
Yeah.
well, you know, it's probably a more valuable car for having the correct leather.
Right. I'm not the first one to do this with you, or like to come in and change the colour of a car to get it right.
This week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week. Oh, God, this week.